What's going on, everybody? CJC presents WandA, workouts, and anime, and I think it's really important to discuss the future of One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 outside of Season Pass 3. Of course, given the caveat that we are actually getting a Season Pass 3. Now, this video comes off of me watching Globecu's video on the new Demon Slayer game that's going to be coming out, which honestly looks pretty sick. I haven't played it since I did videos on it like a while ago. I think I did 2 videos maybe. I think I did some story mode for the actual game, but I think I just deleted it just because it honestly just wasn't doing that well in terms of viewership. But my any video I do with my friends, I'm always going to leave up. But watching that video from Globecu, I think gives us honestly a really good perspective on why we should be getting a new game, and then what the future for just One Piece Pirate Warriors 4, especially coming off of last week's video, which again, thank you so much. A lot of people are, commenting, sharing what they want to see in One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 Season Pass 3, because yeah, there is a lot of potential for this game. However, we might as well just get a new one, especially considering where Pirate Warriors is right now. It's at such an interesting spot, and we're going to talk about that a little bit as well. First off, I think it's important to discuss the cost of the game, right? Because it's going to be a lot cheaper to honestly just get a new game for the consumer, maybe not so much for the developer. Let's take a look. So I am pulling up the Ultimate Edition right now. So this game came out March 27th, 2020. The base game has gotten a lot cheaper. I believe it was $60 at retail. I could be mistaken on that. Please correct me in the comment section below, because otherwise my math is going to be slightly off. However, if you're watching this, I don't know when the sale ends, but the deluxe edition, is currently on sale. I think it's retailed at $65. You can get it at $13. It's the base game and the first season pass, which includes maybe we'll talk about that a little bit later, but you get the first 9 characters, so that's pretty cool. And it's gonna be a lot cheaper, especially if you purchase Season Pass 2 and then the additional episodes. It's a lot cheaper than what the Ultimate Edition is right now, which is $95, if I'm not mistaken, so $95. But let's say you purchased the game when it initially came out. Like myself, I purchased it when it initially came out. I didn't purchase the deluxe edition or anything like that. I just purchased the base game. So base game for me was $60. Let's say you purchase the season pass. So now the season pass, $30. So you're already spending $90 right there. Again, assuming you did not get the deluxe edition. So that's $90. All right, maybe you purchased the music packs, maybe you didn't, but we'll exclude that for now. Did you get the pre-order bonus? So the pre-order includes Law and Hancock's Dynasty Warrior exclusive costumes and unlocking the Vinsmoke brothers a lot earlier. So maybe you did that, for example. So that's another $3. So you're already at $93 if you're including the base game, Season Pass 1, and then the pre-order DLC. So now you purchase Season Pass 2, which, by the way, always purchase the Season Pass, because look at this. So Season Pass 1, it's the same for everything, but the character pack is $12 each pack. That comes to $36, whereas the Season Pass is $30. You save $6, so always purchase the Season Pass. But let's say you get Season Pass 2 now, so you're at $93. You purchase Season Pass 2, which is also on sale, but let's say it's not on sale. You purchase Season Pass 2, that's another $30, so you're at $123. Okay, but now you also want to play the additional episodes to get more out of the game. That's another $7. So you're at $123 plus another $7. That's going to already put you at $130 that you already invested into this game since March 27th, 2020. $130 investment. Now with Season Pass 3, again, assuming we are getting a Season Pass 3, I always have to say that. I know I did a couple videos about a Season Pass 3, but of course I always have to say, you never know with Koei. You really never know. We got another Season Pass 3, so another Season Pass, excuse me. That's going to put us at $160. And I don't know if we're getting costumes. I don't know if we're getting additional episodes, because look at the base game. When the base game came out, you were able to get Luffy Taro, Zoro Judo, Onami, and Silver Mask as free cosmetics. And if you purchase Season Pass 2, you also get Law, Rooftop Law, as a costume. You don't get any additional movesets, which is very unfortunate, but nevertheless, that's besides the point. Right? You can see some of the stuff that they did base game. However, it's hard to say whether they are going to be doing that for Season Pass 3. Right? This is just under the assumption that we get characters. Because if we just get characters, then the support should be dead for that game. That's it. End of discussion. However, where One Piece Pirate Warriors is right now is at such an interesting position. And let's talk about it. One Piece Pirate Warriors 3, that released the end of March of 2015. The following month in the manga is when Gear 4th premiered. April 27th, 2015. That's when it came out in the manga. In the anime and the manga, I mean, they weren't running concurrently, but of course they were still on the same arc, so at that point in time, Pirate Warriors 3 had a unique ending fighting against Doflamingo. One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 released March 27th, 2020. At that current time, the manga and the anime were at the same arc that was not finished, thus leading to a unique ending for One Piece Pirate Warriors 4. However, where we are right now, I think is the first time when One Piece manga is an arc ahead of the anime. And it's not as if One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 is a stranger in adapting exclusive content from the manga, because once it came out for One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 DLC Pack 5 with the Rooftop Luffy and Gear 5 Luffy, some of Gear 5's movesets were actually exclusive to the manga, yet to be premiered in the anime. Although the anime release trying to time up with the DLC release was very strange, but that's for a completely different discussion, although definitely very real. So it's interesting to note that yes, they can pull stuff from these other mediums, but they can honestly adapt a completely different arc where the anime isn't at that current time. So if we potentially get a new game, here's some of the arcs that we could potentially be getting. A complete Wano with the characters that we want, right? A lot of people want King, Queen, Ulti. We could possibly get Denjiro. We could possibly get a playable Apu. We can get all these other characters in a new game without having to purchase additional DLC. We can get a completed Egghead with the other characters. We can get a Kuma. We can get a Bonnie. We can get a CP0 Lucci. We can get a CP0 Kaku, right? Because he was a votable character. We can get the Seraphim characters. We can get Saturn. We can possibly get the other Gorosei characters as well. But here's the really interesting part, because by the time a Pirate Warriors 5 comes out, Elbath, at least in the manga, will be completed. So there's potential to have manga exclusive content for the game for the first time ever. So I think, honestly, once Season Pass 3 finishes, this game should end. This game should end, and we should just be getting a new game that can adapt some of these other stories, like manga exclusive content. But those are my thoughts and opinions. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Because remember, guys, we potentially going to have a reveal for a new One Piece game in One Piece Day, August 9th and August 10th. So just keep that in mind when I say these things, that One Piece Pirate Warriors should be put on pause, and then perhaps once the Elbath arc ends in the manga, that's when we could potentially be getting a new One Piece Pirate Warriors 5. So let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below with those things in mind. And with that being said, I will see you in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.